like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, will you please do roll call?
Annette Schreiner,
Here.
Bob Eyre,
Yes.
Jim Salsbury,
Here.
Dick Long,
Yes.
Karen Ford.
Here. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the July 1st, 2025 meeting of the Board of Bryan Public Affairs. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the June 3rd, 2025 meeting. Everyone, you've been supplied with a copy of the minutes. Are there any questions or corrections to the minutes? If there are none, I need a motion to approve, please.
So moved. Second.
Dick,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and Karen.
Yes. Next on the agenda is a hearing of public concerns. Seeing none, we'll move on. Next on the agenda is the Clerk-Treasurer's Report.
Yes, the board has been given all of the financial data that we provide every month for the month ending May 31st. Bank reconciliations, financial reports, revenues, expenses, all the normal stuff. And as usual, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, or you can please call me at any time.
Anybody have any questions for John? May I have a motion to approve the May 31st, 2025 Treasurer's Report?
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Bob,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
and Karen.
Yes. Next on the agenda is a resolution. John, will you please number and read?
Resolution number 21, 2025, authorizing the Director of Utilities to accept construction change directive number 1 from Beilharz Architects for the new electric warehouse.
Derek?
Yeah, so this project is being constructed by Siebenoller Construction, and then the engineering and architectural oversight is being provided by Beilharz. Beilharz recently issued updated construction documents and recommended the following change directive. Just in general, these changes are necessary to meet code requirements, operational needs, and some architectural provisions. There's a few different items in there. One of those is revisions to the windows. This is for some updated window types. This is actually a deduct of $5,670. Another item in the change directive is the connector building upgrades, or as we've talked about, is the corridor that connects the existing warehouse to the new warehouse. This is an addition of $99,889, and this is for fire-related construction material and structural changes. There's also an emergency lighting revision with an addition of $1,080 to meet updated Ohio building codes. Also reinforcement modifications, an additional $225 to conform with pre-engineered metal building structural drawings. And then also an additional $1,980 for a builder's risk insurance policy. So the resolution that you have in front of you tonight, change directive number 1 is for a total of $98,704. And just a financial summary of the project, the original contract or the base bid plus the alternates was $1,190,638. We do have an agreement with GME Testing, which we talked about previously, for $11,688. Our permit fees have been a little over $4,300. Again, this change directive is a net add of $98,704. That would bring the total project cost to date $1,305,330.50. The 2025 electric capital budget does have 1.4 million allocated for this project. So we are still within the budget. We'd be happy to take any questions or comments, but we would respectfully request you approve change directive number 1. This also does not change the project timeline.
The window difference just seems to be from a slider to a fixed, is what I understand to read in here.
In
the number of them.
Windows.
Yeah.
And that was to meet a certain egress for the state code.
I understood the connector part. And then they must have just recently upgraded the code for the emergency lighting evidently.
I guess they had to meet 1 foot candle. I don't know if what they had proposed met that is why the additional, that's what I'm assuming, extra lighting.
Yeah, that's okay. Anybody have any more questions for Al?
They have started on that, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like they're breaking ground back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a pre-construction meeting last week with the contractors involved and the state and the inspectors were all here. So they're good off and running.
Is there an end date to that, Al? Do you know?
End of the year.
End of the year?
Yeah.
Any other questions for Al? Eric?
I will make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes. Next on the agenda is to pay the bills. May I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
Make a motion. I'll second.
Bob?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes. Next on the agenda is comments from the BPA and the staff. So Derek, would you please go first?
Just have some information to share over the last week. I think we've all felt the extreme heat and humidity. Our power plant operators and our generators were in full swing last week. We generated Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week. Each of those 4 days did set PJM 5 CP. Each of those days, the 1 CP from the winter is still holding. That was at 23.7, and some of the peaks in AEP were 23.5 last week. So that's still holding. Also, for the start of our operations, we had a little over 7,800 MCF of gas left from storage. And sometime during our run on Wednesday, June 25th, we exhausted that storage gas. So from that point and now and through the rest of the peak season, we'll be buying gas from the market. So just want to thank the power plant crews and all of our crews really for working through the heat last week and even into this week. So.
Have we had many heat-related outages? No?
No.
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. John?
I don't have anything else.
Al, would you like to add anything?
I could, we finished a project that kind of was out there a little bit on our 69 switches on our new ductile iron line to the power plant. We hired a crane to put them on our 90 or 85-foot poles down here, 3 of them. We've got that all wrapped up, so that was something that was kind of hanging out there that we finished. So now we have the ability to, on our 69, to shift load depending if we need to do maintenance or whatever. You know, we have the ability to do that on the north side, like on the south side, we have our 3-way switch. So it's good to have flexibility.
Paper?
Got a good fork.
Me too. Karen? Nothing. Dick?
As you know, we lost an employee suddenly, and we put out a luncheon benefit for the family, and I'd just like to thank Trish and her husband Mike and everybody that was involved in that. It was just unbelievable to me, the amount of people that came through there, and, the whole damn city. So I'd just like to say thanks to them. She was afraid she was gonna run out of, or have way too much food. She come pretty close to running out, so it was a great turnout. So I'd like to thank everybody, the employees, friends of the family, everybody that showed up. It was just nice seeing them all there. That's all I have. Happy 4th of July, be safe, don't blow your hands off.
I'd like to voice my appreciation too for the people that helped with the luncheon. It turned out well, and I think it went over very well. Also, like you say, the employees helping out in this heat wave, it requires them to go above and beyond. So I do appreciate that. That's it.
I enjoyed the day in the park. I thought the fireworks were pretty good. I enjoyed that evening, and the grand finale, I love. That's my favorite thing in life, just basically. So it was very good. That's all I have.
Well, I have really nothing more to add to that, other than happy 4th of July, everyone, and please be safe. Next, we have an executive session to go into, so we will take a brief recess to go into executive session to discuss pursuant to RC 121.22 G8 to consider negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development, assisting, and that the executive session is necessary to protect the interest of the possible investment or expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the economic development project. Asking to attend is BPA members, Derek and John.